Good morning, world. I am Judy, your web-based therapist, making therapy accessible and convenient for our clients in Florida and New York, and of course, sharing information worldwide. Today, I wanted to continue with our discussion on what is going on in the world. In the last video, I mentioned that Black people, we're not okay. And one of the things that we sometimes forget is the fact that when we as adults, when adults are not okay, a lot of times we forget that children are there, they're experiencing, they're living, they're there, and they're seeing what's going on. And it's important that we're taking the time to address their needs, to address them, and even as I was talking to people over the last few days, one of the things that I know some people have mentioned is that, hey, how do I talk about this with my children? Because we know children see, we know they hear, even though they're not in school right now. They're still seeing, they're still hearing, they still know what is going on to some degree. So it's important that we're taking the time to check in with them as well. First thing we need to do is, one, make time to talk to them and listen to them, because as they see things, they may have questions, they may have concerns, they may have some of the same fears, some of the same anxieties that we as adults are experiencing. The children, depending on their age range and depending on the level of information that they've been able to gather, they may have some of these concerns. So it's important that you're taking the time to talk to your child so that you know, one, what they know, and you're able to help fill in what information that they, or clarify some of the information that they have. They may hear things, they may see things, but not really know what they heard, not really know or understand what they heard, or they may have a different view or a different version of what they heard. So it's up to you to talk to your child and listen to your child so that you can shape the narrative of what your child is actually hearing, the information that your child actually has. So talk to them, but more importantly, listen to them. Let them talk to you. Let them tell you how they feel. Let them tell you what concerns they have. Let them ask you what questions they have. And I always tell people, when children ask you questions, please be honest. You don't have to go into the details because how much knowledge the child will get will depend on the child's level of maturity and the age. You will make that determination. You don't have to tell your child everything that is going on, but don't lie to them, because they have ways of finding truth. So give them the truth to the level that you feel is appropriate for them, but do not lie to them. 2, take time or take steps to provide some level of reassurance. That is very difficult to do right now. I am very much aware of that, because many of us adults need some reassurance right now. But as adults, it is our responsibility to provide some level of reassurance for our children. So it's our responsibility to help provide a sense of safety, a sense of comfort, a sense of, hey, I'm okay being here in my house with my mom, with my dad, with my parents, it's important for us to be able to provide that reassurance for children. So as much as you can, to do everything you can to provide some level of reassurance to your child so that they don't feel, even though we know that outside the world is on fire, we know that there's a lot going on, but do everything we can to help them keep some semblance, some level of child innocence, some level or some semblance of safety and security, even when we as adults are still striving to figure out how to get that for ourselves. 3, the other thing we need to do is make sure that our children are feeling loved and supported, even when everything is going on, and especially when everything is going on, because as adults, we're going through all these emotions, and we generally, anytime that someone is not in their best state, the people most likely to get it are the people closest to them. That means your spouse, your children, your immediate family, and some other closer network. But make sure that we're doing everything we can to handle our stuff so that we're not putting it on our kids. But make sure that they're feeling loved, that they know that they are loved, that they have the support, support of their family, of their parents. And that is very important, because when your child knows that, hey, I have the support of my family, it puts them in a better position to address and discuss any issues that may be going on, any concerns that may be going on. And especially with the young adults, with the teenagers who are out of your sight a lot more than the little children would be. Make sure that they know that they have your support, so that if any issue comes up, so that if there's any concern, that they know that, hey, yes, I was not supposed to be up the street or wherever I am, but I'm in trouble. I can call mom. I can call dad. I can do, so that they're not feeling like they have to go and do things on their own, so that they know that, hey, I have backup. I have my family. My family will stand with me. My family will come get me. Your children need to know that they have that support, that, hey, I know I wasn't supposed to be on that bridge, but now that bridge is crackling under my feet, I can call my mom and my mom's going to be here. I can call my dad and my dad is going to be here. So make sure that your children know that they have that level of love and support, that no matter what is going on, no matter what is happening, that you're behind them. Yes, you might have to lay down the law a few times. You may have, yes, children will still be punished. Children will still face consequences for certain things, but they need to know that they have the unconditional love and support of the people around them, of the people who love them. 4, give them resources. Right now, many of us feel powerless. Right now, many of us don't know what to do. But imagine if we're feeling that way, children, as they get to know, as they understand, as they learn, are feeling that even more. Make sure you're giving them resources, making sure that they understand, that they know that, hey, especially right now, many of us are feeling like, are having the talk with children at much younger age. Before, people had the talk when, your child starts driving. And then it started to be when your child starts going to school on the bus. And then it gets lower and lower at the age that we're giving children, that we're having that talk with children. So make sure that your children have resources, that they know that, hey, if I'm in trouble, if something feels off, if something is wrong, if I need help, if anything comes up, these are the places that I can call, that they know that, hey, I can go to this police station and get help, or I can call such and such. Like many of my friends, their children know, yeah, if I can't reach my mom and I can reach Miss Judy, she's coming. So if your children need to have those people, it's like, hey, call mom. If you're in trouble, call mom, call dad. If you don't find mom, call Miss Judy, call so and so. Call that your children have resources that they know that they can reach out to, that if they are ever in trouble, if they ever need anything, that they know that, hey, they're out there, but they're not out there alone. And finally, make time for life affirming activities, or for family life affirming activities, because right now there's a lot going on. A lot of people are stressed, but one of the ways that we bring normalcy, one of the ways that we show stability, is by taking time to bring life affirming activities. Life affirming activities remind them that, hey, no, it's not just all the bad stuff. It also gives you a sense of balance, because there's a lot of bad things there are a lot of bad things happening, but it gives them that counter of, hey, we do good things too. We have fun. We're doing all these things that affirm life, that remind us that, hey, there is still good. There's still beauty. There's still life in the world. So take time to partake in family life affirming activities. That way it's not about all the bad. You're making great family memories. Your children are still having time to be children. Your children are still having time to make those memories that they're going to treasure, that they're still. It's important that we're doing everything we can, that even in the midst of this chaos, to allow children to still have some level of a childhood, to allow children to still remain children as much as we can. So family life affirming activities is one of the ways that we do that. Okay, quick recap. 1, make time to talk to your children and definitely listen to them. Let them ask you questions. Be honest with your answers. Don't lie to them. But hey, you can limit some of the truth based on the child's level of comprehension and the age. 2, take steps to provide reassurance. Right now, adults need reassurance too, but as adults, it is our responsibility. It is our job to provide that reassurance for our children. So do what you can to give them some reassurance. 3, make sure that your children know that they are loved and supported, because you want your child to know that no matter what happens, no matter anytime anything goes left, that they can always come home, that they can always call, that if they call mom, if they call dad, that they have backup. You want them to know that they have your support. 4, give the children resources. Let them know, help them know how to get help if they need it. If they can't get you, who do they call? Where do they go? What do they do? Make sure that your children have access to resources, because resources are empowering. And finally, make time for family life affirming activities. A lot of things are going on right now. It almost feels frivolous for some people to engage in some life affirming activities, but that is what we need. As families, it's important that we're taking that time to make those beautiful, wonderful memories and help children stay children, because a lot is going on that is robbing them of their innocence, that's robbing them of their childhood. Engaging in life affirming activities is one of those few ways that you still have control over, that you still have access to, that you can help safeguard or steal back some of your child's innocence for them. As always, if you or someone else you know happens to be going through something that's more than you can handle, please remember that even right now, when so many things seem to be so out of whack, there are many professionals like myself who are still providing services, including remote services, to help with anything that you may have going on. So figure out who those people are in your community, so that if you need the help, you can reach out and get the help that you need. And that is all we have for today. Good morning, world. Have an awesome day.